Seattle's Office of Civil Rights has determined that words like citizen and the phrase brown bag are offensive. You know, because they're historically oppressive symbols of civil rights abuse. Seattle features a gigantic statue of Vladimir Lenin in one of its most prominent neighborhoods. You want to talk about a historically oppressive symbol of civil rights violations? Let's start there. But that goes against the narrative of political correctness. Political correctness is a poison that has slowly perverted our ability to communicate. But what is political correctness? What is its purpose, and why does it target some innocuous word like citizen? Political correctness originated with a group of Marxist scholars who founded a think tank intent on undermining capitalism by instituting cultural Marxism. It was these Marxist scholars who created a form of cultural Marxism, a culture of sexual promiscuity and the elimination of gender differences. It was the origins of the sexual revolution. It sought to undermine capitalism by altering culture, a novel concept in the evolution of Marxist thought. These Marxists worked to liberate human beings from the circumstances that enslave them, and in this circumstance, the enslavement is language. If you control language, you control knowledge. You control thought and limit critical thinking. You can create a collectivist culture of repressive tolerance, one where society is intolerant of American values and instead accepting of a mindset of victim identification and moral relativism. See, Frankfurt School scholar and the father of the modern left, Herbert Marcuse, knew this. Marcuse penned the essay Repressive Tolerance and thus laid the foundation for what we now know as political correctness. Marcuse wrote that liberating tolerance then would mean intolerance against movements from the right and tolerance of movements from the left. But there is no definition of what is or is not politically correct. It's a concept being pushed by those who set the standard. And the standard is advanced progressivism. That's why the left believes it's okay to be intolerant of American values, intolerant of American citizenship. See, it's a subtle form of victim politics. If the word citizen becomes an offensive term, then the idea, the concept of citizenry, the very foundation of our allegiance and national independence becomes offensive. And that's why I'm proud to be intolerant. Intolerant of an agenda that pins entitlement against unalienable rights. Intolerant of an agenda that seeks to restrict the right to free speech. Campus conservatives must be prepared to stand up against the control of political correctness. It is politically incorrect to tell the feminist on your campus that you don't belong in her bedroom, but she doesn't belong in your wallet. It is politically incorrect to tell those campus activists that it is just as wrong to redistribute wealth as it is to redistribute GPAs. It is politically incorrect to argue against gender or race-based politics. But we must build a society that realizes there are no women's rights and there are no minority rights. We have unalienable rights, granted to all, regardless of gender and regardless of race. And it's time we start preaching that on campus.